we have the once a month social networking at the home of everything, Frederick, the first Wednesday evening of every month. And that is where I met Steve Hartman from Hart Home Solutions. How are you?
Doing pretty well.
Tell me a little bit about Hart Home Solutions. How long have you guys been in business?
We'll hit the 2-year mark in October, so not that long. And started it as a side business, turned into a full-time business with a few employees, and I have subcontract labor when I need additional staff. But yeah, it started on my own with $1,000 and turned it in our first year of business. I had almost $400,000 of revenue.
Holy cow. I need to go on your trajectory, I think, but I know you've only had the business for 2 years, but you've obviously been in this industry for much longer. How did you get started?
Really, my parents grew up where we had to fix things ourselves. So I learned to use tools with my dad and mom, and from there, I had an interest. I was always, doing fixing things. And our vacation home, our little cottage that my grandparents owned, every year the first week of vacation was fixing it, and second week was the real vacation.
Right.
So that's what got me started. And then I became I'm a veteran. I was a carpenter in the Army Reserves to pay my way through college, and I had my first deployment building bases in Kuwait for a year in 2003, 4, and 5. It was a
Holy cow.
14-month deployment. So when I finished my history degree, after I came back from that deployment, I started working with Ryan Homes, and I've been in the construction industry for 20 years now.
Thank you so much for your service. That's a big commitment, and we appreciate you being deployed. I know that's hard on family and on yourself as well. Hard Home Solutions. Do you do everything from like a renovation to just minor fix it things?
Yeah, we started doing like small projects that I could do along with my consulting part of my life. And we've expanded to, we do a project typically at least $200 or $300, like fixing a drywall hole or, replacing something that fell off during a windstorm, up to our biggest projects have been 80 to $100,000 so far each, and that's a full basement remodel or major kitchen, bathroom, bedroom remodel. Um, Typically, right now we're doing one kitchen and one bathroom, and we're starting a basement remodel in the next week. We're submitting the permit. Typically, our guys do a variety of projects.
Where do you like to work?
Yeah, Frederick County is probably 90% of our projects. We'll go into Carroll, Washington County, and Montgomery County as needed. We're debating to get our license for Pennsylvania and West Virginia as well. But
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
pretty much within a half-hour drive of Frederick City is our normal radius.
yeah. I mean, I would imagine, I think especially with home prices and things like that, that people are deciding to fix up where they currently are, whether they're going to stay for much longer or want to sell later down the track. And obviously, we all know kitchens and baths sell the house, right? So that better look
Yeah,
nice.
definitely. Yep. That's what we focus on. And then a lot of like older homes with siding repairs, cedar siding, door replacements as door jambs rot, mostly like organic material rotting, like whether it's door trim, window trim, wood siding. And then, yes, definitely the bathrooms, kitchen remodels, and flooring from, I think, even my dog's, because of her paws and scratches, I'll probably be replacing my floor at some
Yeah.
point. So we like to do LVP flooring replacements over top of, or ripping out what exists and doing some scratch resistant waterproof LVP flooring.
Do you have a couple of tips for people that have their own home on things they can do to maintain it and keep it looking good?
Yeah, definitely read the manufacturer's specs
Hi, pop
and
up.
clean the clean the flooring often, because the little dust particles and sand, salt, the the little minerals that you can't really see, that stick in your shoes, that's what creates the minor scratches and the wear and tear. And yeah, really a healthy cleaning and pressure washing. We have 4 pressure washers, and so we do that. Interior or not interior, exterior pressure washing, anything that's plastic or decks, and then for the interior, just hard scrubbing, scotch pads and Swiffers, to keep things clean and the grit off of the surfaces.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone is looking to sell their home and can't afford a full like kitchen remodel, do you have any tips on things they can do just to freshen it and bring it up to date?
Yeah, typically, depending what the issue is, I always recommend a new flooring is relatively cheap, or re-sanding. We do sandless finishing of floors that are a little scratched up. Painting the trim. Usually, when I look at my own home that I just bought recently, it's from 1910. So I'm slowly, repainting the trim, fixing the little things. New light switches. One of my favorites is the Wi-Fi, like voice activated light switches by
Yeah.
Lutron, and I've installed those in most of my house. And that really, you don't even have to touch your switches anymore to turn on every light in my house. I can time it, set timers, and you know less germs and and they look cool. They're pretty similar to regular lights, just a little couple LED buttons on the side.
That's cool. I haven't seen those yet, but I'm assuming you can like control them by your phone and things like that.
You can control them, anywhere you have Wi-Fi, so it's good for security and
Yeah.
relatively cheap upgrade for lighting.
I love it. I love it. All right. If people wanted to find out more about you, I'm assuming they can go to your website or on social media.
Yes, I don't post a whole lot, but I have an Instagram account, Facebook page is where I do most of my marketing. And then we have a website, which I need to revamp, but it has our contact info there.
It's tough to balance everything out. And we were talking about how we write sticky notes, just try to remember things that need to happen, but it is kind of by priority, right? And so if you're kind of busy and you're getting work, you're not really thinking about, hey, I need to keep those things up to date. Plus social media, website, all of that is like another full-time job. So I get it, 100%.
We have a Google business page, which has a lot of good reviews, and the
Great.
Facebook page, and then our website. So that's relatively been enough for me. Any type of remodeling, I prefer bathroom remodels because the length of ordering cabinets for kitchens and then the countertops, it's a lot to coordinate. But bathrooms are pretty easy. We can knock one out usually in 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the materials. Kitchens are our second biggest thing, and then I like full basement. Finishing a basement that has just concrete, doing the framing and the walls, everything to the completion. Those are longer projects, and it's good. I have a work study kid, Brendan, who's been with me for 14 months now, almost 15 months. And so the bigger the project, the more I'm able to give training to guys that are fresh into the industry. So I feel like I wanted to be a teacher. So giving back in that way, like by training guys, is one of my priorities for my business.
That is awesome. And that's really great. I think these apprenticeships or part time help or internships, whatever they are, it's really great for people to learn in real life how things work. We really appreciate everything you're doing. And I'm going to look around my house now and see what needs to be done and maybe get on your schedule.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we give. I usually get feedback on my pricing with projects that we don't win. I'm usually right in the middle of the guys that are unlicensed and the guys that have a high overhead. We're here to help people, even if we don't win the job. We're always here to help
Yeah.
estimate or do a check estimate for other clients. We provide a variety of services besides the actual construction.
Yeah, well that's a really good point. You talked about licensing, and I would say that's probably a pro tip to offer to people because I do see this on social media probably once a week, if not more frequently, where somebody puts a deposit down with somebody who doesn't have a license or is bonded or is, legit, and people run off with their money, don't finish the jobs and all that good stuff. So how do people check if the contractor they're going to use or their service they're going to use is legit and licensed?
Go on to the Department of Labor. That every contractor has to have a license called the Maryland Home Improvement Contractor License. You can find everyone that's registered there, and if they're not registered, you'll know pretty quickly.
Everyone should have an MHIC number. Most people put it on their business cards or their websites or Facebook, or you can ask them for it, and you can double check on that website to make sure they're legit.
To say that was one thing that actually scared off some of my clients, because it was like handyman work, and I have my standard contract is 9 pages, and then plus or minus with the scope, as I detail out the scope. And she's like, I've never had a handyman give me a contract like this. I'm like, well, that's illegal. So,
Yeah.
so I'm by the book. I don't want to get in trouble.
If there was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to know about you and your business, what would that be?
We stand by our work, and things aren't always smooth with a construction project, but we always get the job done. And that's, I guess, verified by my Google business reviews and my Facebook. And I'm a local veteran from Linganore High, York College, Hood College. I work where I live. I live where I work.
All right. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you for spending time with me. And we will see you very soon, I'm sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.